Hello and welcome back to Spirit Mom. Today at Spirit School, we're going to be discussing the victim. And today, as we continue on our journey, we will be talking about the fourth and final archetype that we all share together, the permanent ones. We've discussed the child, the prostitute, and the saboteur, and today we finish with the victim. This one, like a lot of them, is self-explanatory. Regardless of that fact, many people live in ignorance of its effects. It seeks to constantly find ways for us to be a victim, and it'll use your saboteur to do it. It will purposely have you do something silly, like steer your car erratically for comedic effect, or any little joke that you think is funny, but people are like, nah, and they freak out on you. This leads to someone inside becoming a victim because they've upset other people. Like we talked about yesterday, those of you that are always late, now you're getting yelled at for that. Now you're the victim, but by your own actions. Maybe it isn't your own actions exactly that make you the victim, because there's other ways that can do it too. Perhaps it's your cowardice. The coward, by the way, is another archetype. One I have. Not everyone has this one, but if you do, it requires a lot of self-work to overcome. But you can overcome it. So, you're a coward and you let everyone walk all over you. You are intelligent enough to know this isn't right. But you want to be nice. You want everyone to like you. Maybe you had a terrible childhood. It doesn't matter. If you let people walk all over you and treat you like dirt, then you are not a victim. You're just a coward. Again, the victim will tell you you're a victim. Fueled by the ego that loves any identity that glorifies its specialness. I know these can all sound harsh. I know they will trigger a pain response in a lot of people. If you've been following along though, we've talked about the dark nights of the soul. We need the pain of our truth to be felt if we want to heal. You can't heal a wound unless you open it and air it out. Otherwise, it stays covered and it festers. So recognize you have a victim archetype permanently. There will always be a voice in your head trying to point out your victimization. Paired with the saboteur, you have a real recipe for disaster. However, if we learn about them, if we start to recognize their hands in our lives, we can catch them in action. Eventually, their voices will become just a whisper, so quiet. We won't even hear it if we maintain our zen, our truth, ourselves. If we grow and stay strong in us, in the real me, you, us. Being in our truth means knowing our truth for better or for worse. We aren't perfect. Your problems, though, are no one else's fault. If you can't walk away from a situation physically, you have the power to walk away mentally. The all is mind. Control your mind and control your world. Tomorrow we will learn about a few of the common archetypes and how these would affect our lives. We've covered all the four permanent ones we all have. So you may or may not have the ones we're going to discuss from now on, but I'm betting you'll have a few. A lot of the major ones we've all heard of, and they're archetypes. They're in our collective conscious. Also something to keep in mind is even, and if an archetype is not in our 12, because we have those 12, they all live in the collective consciousness, a realm where we all exist together as one. We all contribute to this. It's a subset of the mind, of the all, a human collective of it. where we all live together. It's why when we fix ourselves, we fix the world. And when we tap into that place, so you can tap into that place to get the feel for any of the archetypes. Even, like I said, if it's not one of your 12, if you wanted to, well, if you're an actress, they get to do this all the time. I think it's why a lot of the people like acting. I think it's why I was called to act. Because if you're like good actors and stuff, they automatically are already doing this, consciously or not, getting into those archetypes that we'll learn about a bunch of the really popular ones tomorrow. So stay strong, people. You don't have to be anybody's victim, not even your own. Goodbye for now, Spirit.